I have an urgent message for the Divine Feminine. Please keep in mind that these messages may or may not resonate with everyone. So just take the messages that resonate and leave the ones that do not, okay? I'm picking up on a Divine Feminine who has been getting very, very specific instructions for the next chapter of your life. But the way that this information has been coming to you has you a little bit confused. I'm also getting the word void very, very clearly. So these last couple of months of your life, you may actually feel like you've been in the void. This really murky, unknown type of place where you're literally standing in between who you used to be and who you are becoming, or who God is calling you to become. And it's really frustrating for you because you don't understand why you're in this void. This feminine energy that I'm tapping into, you have very, very powerful spiritual gifts. I'm even getting that you are a seer. So for you to be in a place where you can't see what's in front of you as it pertains to your future, it has been incredibly frustrating for you. It's almost as if you realize that your old self or the old version of you no longer works. You may even be reaching in your toolbox, trying to find things, trying to find resources or ways of thinking or ways of being to help you navigate where you are or where you're going. But it just seems like things are not working for you. And the reason why a lot of these things are not working for you is because you're being guided to rebuild your arsenal, okay? This message is very, very specific. This is for a very, very specific feminine energy who is stepping into this chapter of being reborn, in a sense. It's almost as if this energy that you were in or that you were surrounded by in the recent past wasn't really the embodiment of your authentic energy. It got you from a specific place in your life, but there's almost like this sense of you being controlled by other energies that are not your own. So essentially, you're being asked to redesign your entire life. You literally are at this place right now where you have outgrown a lot of your thought processes. You've outgrown a lot of your relationships. And this is why God has you in this very, very specific place. And I'm getting that it has been seriously uncomfortable for you because you are someone who is really, really adamant about planning out your life, about having certain systems in place, or you're just very determined to do what it is that you're here to do. So if you have been sitting in this uncomfortable place, it's only because you're being called to really call your power back. But on a deeper level, you're being called to call your attention back. There could be so many distractions around you at this time, Divine Feminine, or so many people, places, and things that are just pulling at your energy and taking your focus off of where you currently are or where it is that you're being prepared to go. And the fact that you don't resonate with so much anymore really has you in this state where you don't understand what's being asked of you, okay? So if you have been in this kind of in-between energy, life is about to get very, very interesting for you, because this is where your spiritual team is really preparing you to not only call your power back, but to call your attention back to things that really, really resonate with who you are at your core. It's almost like you're redefining every single area of your life. Like your life and the people, the places, the things, all of its contents have taken on a different meaning. So when it comes to your family, you may have a different definition of what family is or what it looks like or how it feels to you. When it comes to your friendships, maybe there are certain standards that you have, or you have certain boundaries set in place for how you would like to evolve in your friendships. And this also applies to your romantic partnerships. So when it comes to love in general, this is an area of your life that has taken on a new identity because you have changed. And while you're in this space, which may feel like a void to you, you're actually being prepared. You're actually creating who you are. So every single day, your thoughts matter. How you spend your time matters. What you pour your attention into matters. The people that you have in close proximity to you, all of these things are actively creating your future. I've also been getting the numbers 333 lately. And anytime I see this number, it means that you are in a very powerful co-creation process right now with your spiritual team, with your ancestors who love and support you and guide you on this journey, and with the Creator. So even though you may look around you and feel as if things are a little bit out of place, or that you don't really have an idea of what's unfolding in your life, this is actually one of the most transformative, powerful chapters of your life. Because anytime you step into this void energy, anytime you step into this unknown energy, where you feel as if you're not who you used to be, but you're not really sure of who you are becoming, this is when your creative energy is actually at its peak. When you actually have the power to create anything that you desire, where you can put meaning to every single thing in your life in a way that really, really serves you. So if you're at this place right now, this is a time for you to go in, especially while we're currently under this energy of the Scorpio new moon, this beautiful one energy, which is all about new beginnings. It's about taking the initiative and really falling in love with who you are at this stage of your life. You're not who you used to be. You have clearly outgrown your old identity. It's like this energy of you shedding skin. The Scorpio energy is all about transmutation. It's about the energy of rebirth, about reclaiming your power, about stepping into true authenticity, raw authenticity that really sends out a powerful, powerful vibration in the universe. And I've just been picking up on this heavy energy of a lot of the divine feminines, especially you all who are creative, who have spiritual gifts, who are here to share your lives and your stories and things that you've been through. You're being shaped and you're being molded. It's almost like you're being perfected in a way, where there's like this powerful co-creation energy over your life. There's so many signs that are coming to you, especially by way of how you feel. Pay attention to how you feel, how you view things in your life, how you view people. And pay attention to how your life is literally taking on a new meaning. The way that you viewed the world a year, 5 years ago is extremely different now. And instead of rejecting this and even sometimes wanting to cling onto what's leaving you, it's really time for you to step into this new evolved version of yourself. Even if you feel deep fear around the unknown, this is a time where you have to know that you're going to be supported. You have to know that you're called to certain places because that's where God wants you to be. Anytime that you get into this place where you have to question what's going to come next, or you're trying to feel your way through this new chapter of your life, it's usually because you're being called to create it. And that can be very, very scary, especially when you're in this really, really in-between place. You may question yourself. You may feel like an imposter. You may question your gifts. You may question if God has really called you in the way that you feel called. There's so much powerful energy emanating inside of you, just on an energetic level, because so much wants to be released. There are parts of you that need to be purged. There are certain stories that don't ring true to who you truly are. It doesn't really align with your divinity. And for you to continue being in this space and telling yourself those stories, it could be diminishing your aura in some kind of way. You have evolved. You have grown. And it's time for you to allow yourself to naturally be molded into this higher version of yourself. And this energy can feel very, very tricky, very, very murky at this time because we're dealing with 8th house energy. We're dealing with shadow work. So there's literally 2 versions of you that are competing right now. This is why you may feel confused. There's this new version of you that God is breathing life into. And then there's this past version of you that feels so familiar. The stories feel so familiar. It may even feel good. It may even feel comforting at times for you to replay certain things or to be in certain places with people discussing certain topics or things. But I'm getting very, very clearly, you are not that person anymore. And in order for you to elevate and in order for you to advance into your next level, you have to let this version of you go completely. And because your guides know that that's not going to be an easy task, this is why you're in this co-creation union right now with your spiritual team, in order to help you call back your attention to the present moment, because you're actively creating your life. What you do today is going to affect your tomorrow. The thoughts that you have today are going to spill over into your energy, into your auric field tomorrow. So this is not a time where you need to be worried, where you need to be anxious about your future, because your spiritual team wants you to know that you are creating your future right at this very moment. That way you don't have to be surprised when certain events unfold. There's something about your energy that feels really, really expansive at this time. And it may even feel so big that it's a little bit scary, because I'm picking up on a lot of feminine energy that have a purpose in service of some kind, of you really living your life in a way that serves other people. So people are watching you, even when you don't know that they're watching you. It feels like God has kind of handpicked you to be this example. And this is also why you are very, very hard on yourself. I'm even getting this perfectionist type of energy, where you're very, very careful about the way that you move and the way that you live your life and, your daily rituals. So anytime you get into this place where you feel unsure, it's almost as if you get a little bit nervous. You second guess yourself. You begin to question your placement, where you are, if you're in the right place at the right time, if you're moving at the right pace. But I'm getting, this is the time for you to have so much confidence in your ability, because the pen is literally in your hand. I'm being brought back to the arsenal. You're being guided to rebuild your arsenal. For some reason, the things that either used to soothe you in the past, or the things that you used to reach back for or run to when, things would get stressful on your journey, or if you needed some extra guidance, I'm getting that something about this is changing. I'm also getting the energy of higher, of you reaching higher, or of your standards rising higher, okay? Something about your makeup or just the way that you live your life is changing in a drastic way. And so the things that used to do it for you may not be quenching your thirst the same at this time, okay? So this is a time for you to get very, very serious about your resources, asking your spiritual team for things that you need, but also making sure that you have things on hand, whatever that is, whether you are into meditation, whether you are into affirmations, whether you are into scriptures, whatever it is that you're into that keeps your mind in alignment with your heart, with your soul, you're being guided to rebuild your arsenal, okay? This could even include people. So there could be some changes in your relationship dynamics as well. And it's only because you are literally being molded into a higher version of yourself. And so before you fully step out of this void, it's almost as if this specific moment in time has been carved out for you to get everything in order, for you to understand who you are, for you to allow any lower energies, any negative stories that you've been telling yourself to literally die off, because it's not in alignment with who you truly are. It's not your authentic energy signature. This is a time for you to really call your attention back to those things that really matter to you. And if it doesn't matter, then there has to be boundaries put in place, because you're in a very deep co-creative cycle right now. Things are being shifted out, things are being brought in, so that when you come out on the other side of this, you have everything that you need. You have your people in position. You have your backup. You have your spiritual protection. You have every single thing that you need. So this is a very, very powerful energy. November is really, really starting off with a bang. And a lot of you are only feeling such immense pressure because you're being molded into a diamond, okay? Your 2025 is going to be massive. A lot of you will be completely unrecognizable by the new year. So take this time to get very, very particular. This is a time for you to get really decisive about what it is that you want. Where if anything in your life doesn't really fit you anymore, it's okay for you to let it go. And to trust that something better is coming in. This is really a time where you have to have blind faith. Because everything that you would reach for that makes sense, that feels good, that's comforting to you, is not going to hold the same purpose. Everything is being recreated. But this is only happening because your energy is rising. I keep getting higher. So you're elevating, not only in your spiritual rank, but also here in the physical as well. So if you've been feeling as if you're in this really weird type of in-between energy, look at this as a blessing. Look at this as an opportunity for you to get very, very clear about who you are, so that when you do come out of this void, you come out of this void cleansed, whole, full of vitality, full of your energy, after calling back your power and all of the things that you need for your next level. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. Thank you so much for watching. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video.